So when we talked about this topic and we said a missing that has been found, I was thinking about the company that
Mm,
you found. But listening to you, you also found something that was missing in you
hmm
that you found. What was
Yes.
that journey like?
First came up, can I really do this? You know, that questioning, that little voice, because I have a good voice that says, yes, you can do everything. And one of the reasons why my company is called the Tour Possibilities is because that's how I was raised, that all things, in fact, were possible. But then
Yes,
you always have that other voice that's like, can you really step out and do this? Well, you know, when you kind of hit a place where there's no place else to go but up, that was the place for me to then go, I love what I do, but having a platform where I could do it on my own terms is really what made it happen. And I'll tell you, when I started this in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, I did all the research like I had been doing for years. And the one thing about, I guess, business in general, you can have an idea and you can do the research and all the work, but you can stay in that mode for a really long time and not really step out and do it. I had a
absolutely.
really good friend of mine who called me one day and said, is that tour of yours that you've been talking about ready yet? I said, no, I'm still doing some work. He said, well, here's the deal. I'm coming to Philly on such and such a date. I'm bringing my aunt, have the tour ready and give it to us. And because of that, that's when I really made the step to step out on some serious faith because he gave me a deadline, or else I could have still been researching, who knows? But that's how it really kind of got off the ground.
It's amazing how we have so many natural gifts and talents, and we know how to go into a job and use it. But when it comes to us using it for ourselves, it's almost like we have to have it imposed upon us. We
Mm-hmm.
almost have to hit that rock bottom or put in a situation where we feel like there's no other way but up, and that up is coming from inside of us.
Yes.
And that's why it's important that when we're going through challenges, when things are happening to us, that we look for the gift,
Mm-hmm.
that we understand that nothing happens to us, everything happens for us. And if we
Absolutely.
look for the gift in it, it will happen. And because you had been making preparations for the tour, you hadn't finished it yet. But because you were almost there, someone said, we need it. And that pushed you to that deadline. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just a prime example of if you make a step, if you make a step, something will happen to take you to where you want to go, but you need to get started. And that's what this podcast is about. It's the hard work, people, passion, and purpose is about people finding their passion, walking in their purpose. And I want people to tell that story. What did it take for you to make that first step? Because it's so many people stuck, it's so many people sitting and wondering, can I do this? Can I make that happen? Well, I'm here to tell you today, yes, you can. And Miss Carolyn Michael Banks is here to tell you, yes, you can, because she was in that space. She was at the top of her game, and she decided to pivot and do something totally different. Or even if they made her pivot, because she may not have decided to pivot if the company made her pivot. But
That's right.
if it's your destiny, you will arrive there, whether through choice or through force.
Mm-hmm.